Hi, my name is Tony Berard. I am the inventor of the board game Tines and Barbs. I'm going to show why Tines and Barbs is stronger than chess right now. Here's my board. I've made a couple videos now showing the rules. I guess the first thing I'll show is if we assume that this is just a regular chess pawn, disregard the markings. This is a chess king, and this is a chess king, and we'll get the rook off the board. You know, if you get down to the end here, if it's white's turn, he can only go here. If he goes, he can't go here because he'll move in check. And if he moves away, the pawn will get taken. So the only option is here, and that stalemates the king, because the king can't go to these spots, and the pawn has these two spots covered with the capture, and the king is safe where he is now. But this sort of thing can't happen with Tines and Barbs, because let's say the king is there. The thorn can move up. Now this is a grand barb and a grand barb and a thorn. So now looking at the markings, the king is in check. Assume no weapons here, no gun, no pouch, no wand. So, and there's no shields anywhere on the board. So this king is now in check. He can't go here because the thorn covers that, so he'll have to go here. Now the thorn can move diagonally here for 3 points and then promote for 2 more points. And let's just say he takes a common. Now it's check. So then, you know, from there it's a easy checkmate. So the thorns are guaranteed to promote as long as you can get them to the coverage of your king. But sometimes, you know, like if this guy's here, the let's say we got this situation. So the white grand barb is way over here, and this thorn is here. The king can threaten to capture the thorn. Well, obviously he's not going to go here, and so he'll have to run. And then the king can threaten to capture, and then he can run. Threaten to capture, run. Threaten to capture, run. Now, if the grand barb comes here, then he can slide horizontally across and get the protection of his king. So now the thorn can now turn around so that he can get down to the 8th rank and then promote. So this kind of running backwards is not possible in chess. So even though you might have a situation where clearly it would be a draw in chess, where you got a pawn out here, you know, like this, you know, the king would just go here. What's this guy gonna do? You know, he's so far away, and then the king would capture the pawn. But in Tines and Barbs, it may not be over with. So, you know, the winning of a single thorn in Tines and Barbs can make the difference, because these thorns will forcibly promote. All right, then what I'd like to show is the weakest piece in Tines and Barbs. That is a lance. That's this guy. And so, well, let me show something else here. Let's take the rook. In chess, let's say, now this is a chess rook. In order for the, so that's a rook, that's a king, that's a king. If the king goes to capture the rook, the king can come up here and protect it. Now, the king would like to be able to stay here, but because the rules of chess say that the player must make a move, well, the king must give ground. And so he loses a rank, and that allows the rook to move up. And because of Zugzwang, this forced losing of a rank, and let's say he even backs up, then the king can come over here. This is called the opposition, when the king takes the 3 spots from the other king. It's called the opposition. So now the king takes the opposition, and now this king can't go here, so he can either give up more ground or back up. Well, this king can now go here. Now he has to give up more ground and actually get checkmated now. Now the rook can finally come here and deliver the checkmate. But it requires zugzwang for this to happen in chess. If there were a pass option in chess, then the rook would actually become a minor piece. A minor piece is one that is not able to deliver checkmate on its own. Like, let's say chess has the pass option. Then the king would just tap and say, my turn is over. Well, what's white going to do now? He can't make any ground. If he checks, well, I guess the king would go towards the center of the board. What's he going to do? Check again? Then he would just come back over. If he stays here, then the king will pass. So there's no way to gain ground on the king and force him over to an edge or a corner so that the checkmate can be delivered with the help of the king. So the rook is actually a minor piece with the pass option. And so now with the lance only has one stripe. So with the power of rotation, is the lance strong enough to deliver a checkmate? I didn't know that for a while. It took me a while to figure it out. Yes, the lance can deliver a forced checkmate even with the pass option. Here's how you do it. So white will first take the opposition and rotate the lance, protecting this square here. So now the king can't go there. So now he can either stay here or move. Since moving would give up ground, he'll stay there. In tines and barbs, we just rotate and rotate back. That's usually notated a plus minus on the score sheet. And I call it either the identity turn or the pass option. And so now it's white's turn. Because he already has the opposition, he can rotate, move, and then rotate. That's a 5-point turn. He's not able to deliver a check on the king yet, but he's in a position to. And so, did I do that right? I don't think I did. Yeah, that's not quite right. I need to have him move one more away. So, oh, I know what it is. So you don't go straight back to here. You actually need to go over to here. That's what it is. And so that's why I didn't figure it out for a long time, and I had to figure it out again. So you rotate twice, move over here. Now that gives 2 spaces in between, and now there's time. Since you have the opposition here, then the king can only travel along this rank, the grand barb. And so if he does go to here, you can reestablish the opposition and then rotate. And now we finally got the action of the rook. We've got the opposition and what the lance did. And so now if the king goes back, rotate, move, rotate, that's a 5-point turn. Then the grand barb can come here protecting the lance. And there you have it. That's the key set of moves. And so then let's say he goes back towards the center, which is fine. So we can rotate or move and then rotate, protecting that spot. Then if he stays there, then you can do this over here again. So if he moves to try to gain towards the center, then what's next from there? Oh yeah, rotate, move, rotate. So he gave up ground. No, that opens up this. One moment. What is it? I guess you have to establish the opposition. I guess what it is you just do this and move it up to here. There. So now you're not giving him any more ground with the lance. Then you can reposition the king as needed. So then, let's say he stays there. Well, that's fine. Now we can move and then rotate twice, setting up the net again. So now he can either stay or move. Let's say that he moves. So then we can move and rotate, blocking this square here and having the opposition. So then, let's say he stays, so then we do this trick here. Then he goes back towards the lance, reestablish the opposition, and check. So now he has to give up ground again and lose another rank. Protecting the lance, moving over, coming to here. Then let's say he does this time, and that's fine. Then we can do this and rope him off. So now he's only confined to these 8 squares. So let's say he, well, first he'll pass, of course. And so then what do we do? Then we oh, I know. Rotate, move, rotate. There, because we already got the opposition, so then he can check. All right, so that forces him to come back a rank. And now that he's trapped on the back rank, we go here, we don't take the opposition because then he'll just move. So now he can either stay or move, so he decides to stay. So then we what do we do? Can't check him. Oh, I guess we take the opposition. Guess we have to do this. So then that will force him to move. So of course he'll come here. So then we take the opposition and block him from coming down. Then of course he'll move. Then we, how do I get him out of this last little spot here? I suppose I should have reviewed this. Alright, so then he decides to stay. Take the opposition and prevent him from moving there. There. Then he'll have to move. Yeah, come here. Because then if he goes here, taking the opposition, we can rotate, move, rotate to here, delivering the mate. So he'll have to stay. Then we take the opposition and rotate, preventing him from coming here. Then there's no more places to flee. So then I guess he could stay or not, then it doesn't matter. So we rotate twice, move out of the way, tries to get one out, can't, checkmate. So even with the weakest piece, it is able to deliver a checkmate. So with the pass option. So that's, the Tines and Barbs is a much more powerful game. And because of that, you know, it's just so much better. So there you have it. The weakest piece can deliver a checkmate, which means all the other pieces can deliver checkmate. So wanted to show you that discovery. I showed you that the rook needs zugzwang to deliver the checkmate, and that the pawns can forcibly, well, the pawns in chess cannot forcibly promote, but the thorns in Tines and Barbs can. So Tines and Barbs is a much, much stronger game. Thank you.